Okay, let's solve the cost minimization problem. So let me write the cost minimization problem. So it is minimize with respect to LK, WL plus RK, subject to Y must be less than or equal to FLK. Okay, so if you are given a particular production function, you can draw the level curves. So level curves of production function are known as isoquants. Okay, so isoquants are the level curves for production function. So if you remember, indifference curves were the level curves for utility function. Okay, isoquants are the level curves for production function. Okay, isoquants are the level curves for production function. Okay, so if I'll give you a production function, you should know how to draw the level curves. Okay, because we have already seen examples of that in the consumer's problem. Okay, so let's consider the following production function. FLK equals L half K half. So Cobb-Douglas production function. We already know how to draw these isoquants. So this is how the isoquants are going to look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the constraint first. Okay. So for the constraint, I'm going to consider isoquant corresponding to Y level of output. Okay. Yeah. So this is the isoquant corresponding to Y level of output. I want to produce at least Y unit of output. So if I want to produce at least Y unit of output, I want to choose a labor capital combination in this region. Do you agree? And obviously, I'm allowed to choose a point on the isoquant. If this is the isoquant corresponding to Y level of output, then these are the points where you will end up producing at least Y level of output. Yes. Now, all that you're going to do is you're going to draw isocost lines. Okay. So if you remember ISO expenditure curves, the analog for that is isocost lines. So you're just going to draw isocost line. What will be the slope of the isocost line in absolute terms? W by R. So if I draw, let's say this isocost line, let's suppose, this has slope W by R. Let's assume that. Okay. Then can you do better than this? I mean, are you really minimizing cost if you choose a point, let's say here, for example? Or can you do better? So these are the points, labor capital combinations that cost the same. Because that's the isocost curve. Isocost means same cost. Can you do better? Yes, we can do better. By moving inwards, we can do better. Okay, we can reduce the cost. So this corresponds to a lower cost. Okay, and this gives you this particular point as a solution. Is that clear to everyone? Okay, so this is a quick recap of what we have already done. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this, I'm going to quickly solve it. Okay, so I know that this is the solution to the cost minimization problem. At this point, the slope of the isoquant is equal to the slope of the isocost. So I'm going to use that fact and figure out the conditional labor and capital demands. Okay, is that fine? Okay, so what is the slope of the isoquant? Slope of the isoquant, so if you remember, what was the slope of the indifference curve? Slope of the indifference curve was the ratio of the marginal utilities. Similarly, you can do the same thing with production function. Okay, instead of marginal utility, you will have marginal product. You're going to call it marginal product. Earlier, it was a utility function. Now it's a production function. So you are replacing the word utility by product. That's all that you're doing. Okay, so what is the slope of the isoquant? Slope of the isoquant is marginal product of labor divided by marginal product of capital. So it's the absolute value of the slope of the isoquant. Okay, so what is marginal product of labor? Marginal product of labor is just a derivative of the production function, partial derivative of the production function with respect to labor divided by the partial derivative of the production function with respect to capital. Okay, so it's exactly the same thing that you have already done. Okay, in consumer's problem. Okay, so let's take the partial derivative of f with respect to L. You're going to get what? Half k to the power half on L to the power half divided by half L to the power half upon k to the power half, which is what? Half will cancel with half and you will get k by L. Okay, so that's the slope of the isoquant. Okay, and what is the slope of the isocost line? Slope of the isocost lines okay, in absolute terms it is W by R. Okay, so what is basically true at the solution? That absolute value of the slope of the isocost line is equal to the absolute value of the slope of the isoquant. So you're going to get W by R is equal to K by L. Okay, so that's the first thing that is true. The second thing that is true about this point is it lies on this isoquant. Okay, so what that means is y is equal to L half K half. Okay, so we are just going to solve this system of equations for labor and capital, and when we are going to do that, we'll get the conditional labor and capital demand. Okay, so let's do that. So this will give you WL by R, okay, is K, right? So I can rewrite this as K is equal to WL by R and then plug it here. So I'm going to get what? Y is equal to L half, okay, and W half, L half, R half. Okay, so now just take this to the other side and you will get the conditional labor demand function as a function of W, R, and Y. Okay, so what is it? R half, W half, okay, and Y. Just check, I think it should be this, okay? So I can just rewrite this as basically square root of R by W, okay, into Y, right? Okay, so similarly, you can solve for conditional capital demand, and I think you should get this, W, R, Y. They are kind of symmetric, so the solution should also be symmetric. W by R. Notice that it is a function of W, R, and Y, okay, which I already told you, okay. So what is the cost function? Cost function is CWRY. It's the optimal cost. So basically, how do you get the optimal cost? Just figure out the cost of the optimal choice. Okay, so this is the optimal choice. And what is the cost of the optimal choice? Well, it is square root W times this, which is square root of R by W times Y plus R times square root of W by R into Y, which is actually 2 times square root of WRY, right? So that's the cost function. And we can easily see that it's just a function of WR and Y. Is this clear? Okay. So notice that this is basically the optimal cost when we solve this problem. Minimize WL plus RK with respect to LK subject to Y less than or equal to L half K half. Okay, when you solve this problem, this is what you get. Okay, and these are the solutions. Okay, these are the solutions. Okay, this is the optimal value of the objective.